So we had this director on last night, and she was confirming what I've been telling my clients, which is that adoptions ebb and flow all the time and get busy and then slow down and get quiet, and everybody kind of feels that at the same time. For the most part, I mean, there's always exceptions. And right now, it's been a really slow time in adoptions. Everything was super, super busy in March and April, and then it stopped. And right now with COVID, there's some explanations that make sense, but just know that I've seen a lot of posts out there saying, we haven't seen anything from our consultant, or we haven't seen anything from our agency. Have you? And the fact is, if you have, you're lucky, but just hang in there. It goes up and down all the time. Most of the time it's pretty steady, but there are times that it just slows down, that feels like, wow, nothing's happening and I'm in the wrong place. Don't doubt yourself. You pick the place that you're with for a reason. Stick with them. What Joe said last night, this director, she said, I've never had somebody walk in our door that hasn't left with a baby in their arms. And I fully believe that as well, whether or not you experience a fall through. So hang in there. Things are slow right now. They'll pick back up, and just know that you're in the right place and you chose the place for a reason. Now, I'd say if you've been waiting a year without much, maybe you chose the wrong place. Or maybe you just need to expand on that a little bit or look elsewhere. Today I wanted to talk about agency versus agencies. Did you know that you can sign up with more than one agency? You don't have to just go to your backyard and find a local adoption agency. In fact, it may be a good idea for you, but that may not be the best strategy. A better strategy, as you would with your money, is not to put all your eggs in one basket. A better strategy is to sign up with agencies across the country that have low engagement fees, low initiation fees, low application fees for you to get active, that maybe in states that have laws that feel more comfortable for you. And then you can be at multiple agencies across the country. There are some agencies with no upfront fees, or maybe $350. So for about $2,000 to $3,000, you could be with 3 to 5 agencies across the country instead of, thank you. Instead of, tissues aren't really the best to pick up spills, but instead of just putting $15,000 into one agency. Because then you put all your eggs into one basket and it could pay off, but if it doesn't, you're stuck financially. And so, just like your financial planner would tell you to do, diversifying is, I think, the best strategy when it comes into adoption. Do the agencies that have the low fees still have the same rate of success? That sounds silly. I'm sorry. It doesn't sound silly at all. And yes, they do. I mean, compared to what? Every agency has different successes, right? So you still have to ask the questions and get those statistics. And that's one of the things that we do for our families that work for us. So we save you hours and hours and hours, maybe months, maybe weeks of research. We've done it all for you, and we are on the phone every 2 months at the least with all of our agencies and attorneys, finding out what their updated statistics are, how they're doing, what they're seeing, what trends they're seeing. Do they have any birth moms waiting? Do they have a whole, how many families do they have waiting? What does that look like? So we're asking all the questions, and you need to do that too. Some small agencies have great statistics. So there's so much that goes into it, and there's so many questions you have to ask to know if you're in the right place. So that's my tip for today.